Okay. At this time, if you'll make sure that your phones are on silent and that you have signed in, I call this administrative meeting of the City Council of Ozark to order. So at this time, we will review the agenda for the 5:30 p.m. meeting. So after a call to order and a prayer and pledge of allegiance, we will review the minutes from the regular council meeting that was held on July 2nd, 2024. What are the wishes? I'm trying to go to the next one already. Council members, do you have any questions about the minutes?
No.
Okay. All right, so after that, we will approve the fiscal year 2025 budget. It's the one that was presented just now in the previous meeting. So, council members, do you have any additional questions for Chris on that budget?
Just want to commend Chris and all the departments here for a great job.
They might have balance budget. Thank you. Okay, so item number 6 is a board appointment for the Ozark-Dale County Technology Center. Mayor, would you like to speak on that one?
Sure. This is a board that requires a person to be in some type of business, and Miss Kathleen Waters has been on there since the beginning of that board, I believe, and she is asked to come off, and we are recommending that we appoint Sherry Chisholm, who is also a realtor, and has said she would be willing to serve if y'all would appoint her.
Council members, do you have any questions or comments on that recommendation?
No.
Okay. All right. Item number 7 is a resolution to adopt the 2021 Southeast Alabama Regional Multi-Jurisdiction Mitigation Plan. So Mayor, would you like to speak on that one?
Sure. This is something that's been done over and over, year after year, and it actually puts us in a position to be able to get funding in case of a storm and damage and that kind of thing. All the cities will be doing it.
Council members, do any of you have questions for the mayor on that one?
You know, I just have one comment, because I've been questioning about it. Would this have, or could this place any emphasis on shelters during this extreme heat? Is that a little too off?
I mean, this plan would like, I mean, we'd have to do that independently.
That has risen here as of late because of the extreme temperature. I was questioning as to could we or would we provide any shelter for elderly in particular in extreme heat as a city or from the city standpoint. I know we have agencies like OCAP, HRD, Human Resources Development, they try to assist, or some other agencies, what in the city, or what impact could the city have on providing?
The last time we set them up for a storm, we sat there for 2 days and then have a person show up. I don't know.
Council members, do you have any other questions on adopting the 2021 Southeast Alabama Regional Multi-Jurisdiction Mitigation?
No.
Item number 8 is a board appointment for the Board of Zoning and Adjustments. So, Brad, Matthew, would you like to speak on that?
I gave Chris to email you all a bio for Scott Head.
Yes.
Yep.
So
I feel
that's
that
the
he'd be
recommendation.
a likely candidate for that position.
Okay. Council members, do you have any questions for Matthew on the recommendation of Scott Head?
He's not related to Brad, is he?
Not today.
Nepotism.
Okey dokey. All right, thank you so much. Oh, okay.
No, for sure.
If you'll just hold 1 moment, we have item number 9, which is a resolution declaring certain property at 1513 Lincoln Road a nuisance and setting a public hearing for August 6, 2024 at 5 p.m. So So would you like to speak on this one?
As of today, nothing's been cleaned up, nor has it been cut, so it's still a nuisance.
Okey-dokey. And council members, you do see the pictures in our
Yes,
packet
thank you
on
for
that
those.
one. Yes, thank you for those.
Thank you.
All right. Item number 10 is a resolution to authorize the mayor to execute an agreement with AlDOT for funding an airport maintenance and rehabilitation project for fiscal year 2025.
This was a sudden thing. Taylor Jennings with AlDOT contacted me, and the state has some excess funds, and they're distributing among airports, and wanted to know, would we be interested in participating in this program with this pot of money they have? And that's where the 41,000 came into play that we didn't choose to do. But if we don't do it, next year, we're going to have to use our AIG and AIP funding that we're using to pay back the corporate hangar. So either way, we're going to have to do the project. It's, do we do the project and pay 40,000, or do we lose 177,000 and pay 10,000?
Council members, does anyone have any questions, any additional questions?
I'm so confused now.
You're like, do we?
You don't have a choice, that's all.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Item number 11 is an unbudgeted purchase from Parks and Rec for LED video wall for the Civic Center. So Ozzy, would you like to speak on that?
So we'd like to purchase 2 video walls for the Civic Center. We think it's going to be an interesting feature for us to have with all the upgrades that we're doing now. This is the perfect time. And we can use that as an add-on when I'm ready to the Civic Center and create general or extra revenue with it. So I think it's going to be a good thing for us.
Okay.
Let me add one thing to that. Groups like the Boys and Girls Club, this is going to save them a lot of money, because every year they rent, these kind of boards and put up for their events. So it's just going to be a win-win for everybody.
Do they rent it, or do they already have it and just have to set it up?
I believe they rent most of the equipment.
They rent that?
They rent it. Yeah.
Probably some JC.
And everywhere I go now, I don't care if it's a building on Fort Oakdale, Enterprise, Dothan, they all have them. So it's, that'll be the only thing you'll really be able to see that we've improved in the Civic Center. Most folks not gonna know we did HVAC or lighting or, the sound you're gonna be able to tell, but these boards make a big difference.
Let me reiterate something. They might have it. They don't have anything as big or as nice as this one. This is going to be the biggest and brightest in the Wiregrass. So that's why I want to be the first ones to get it, so everybody can come to and say, look at Ozark. They have it. So that's going to come.
Awesome.
So Ozzy, would this be one display or would it be 2 separate ones? Like
There are
we
2
have
displays.
or-
There are 2 10 by 20.
Each side of the stage.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And so here's my question. One, I get it, it's an unbudgeted expense, and I get it's the biggest and the best. But what? Besides the Boys and Girls Club, when would it be used?
When you have graduation, you can have
During concert.
the graduates come in and their face on the screens, or in concerts, you can have a zoom on the performer on the screens. Can use for everything like that there.
Thinking about the future, I think, is what I'm seeing. Yeah.
Dale Medical Center has that McLaughlin, Dr. McLaughlin every year. Next year, ended up having some of those occurring at the warehouse over the Civic Center. Not to mention Dothan when they tear theirs down, hosting some of those events.
Even Freedom Fest at
Right.
Novacell the other night had them outside set up.
Well, yeah, but I mean, those are the LED screens, but what you're saying is that, so that's just the video processor, the power and data cables, but that means you're gonna have, do
Those
you
are the
have a
screens
computer to already
themselves.
run it? That means we're gonna have to get a video, an actual recorder to do the video. Is this the only
The other
expense?
components are already listed on the sound and lighting portion, so we're not going to need anything except for those videos.
Okay. And I'm sorry that I didn't go around and ask this question before. I mean, but when I was hearing it, I was like, what are we going to use it for? Is this all we're going to have to buy? We're gonna be like, oh, we got all these things, we don't have anything to run it.
No,
Now we need
that
a
includes
macro
everything.
approach.
That
Okay.
includes-
Sound system board, if I'm correct, right? With the sound system board, it hooks up into
Yep,
that.
yep.
Okay.
And the sake of covering again, I know the elevators are much more needed item, so where are we at with the elevators for the civic?
The elevators, I was able to reach out to Garaventa Lift, the company that manufactures the elevator. They sent a technician, they looked at the board that was burned. They're gonna try to recreate the components that we're missing. We're missing 3 components. I'm waiting to hear back from them, see how much the quote is. Once I get that, I can have that lift fixed.
You don't have no idea what the quote will be.
I don't. I paid the original visit, the service visit was $980. But the cost of replacing the elevator is in the 30,000s. So, we're still saving a lot of money by replacing it or by fixing it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Council members, does anybody have any other additional questions for Ozzy on the LED video wall? Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, so with that, that is all of the agenda items for this evening. So, at this time, I will go out into the audience. Are there any department heads in attendance that have any comments or questions on any of the agenda items this evening?
So I guess I do. Just for informational purposes, Mark was able to get the contingency, talking about the contingency fund in regards to the video wall. And so we have an updated agreement on a change order. And so I have a little bit of time before the budget meeting, so I just kind of look as far as where we started from and where we're at right now as far as some numbers, because he is correct. There is, based on the updated agreement, there's $111,162 in remaining contingency funds. But just to backtrack a little bit, just so that you've got the information available to be able to make an educated decision. When we originally started the project, there were 2 different projects. There was the air conditioning improvements, and then there was the sound and lighting and everything. That totaled $1,603,957. There was $117,035 in contingency funds in those 2 projects. So that's where we kind of started from. So that was $1,486,922 that would have been net. In other words, we cost contingency funds. The total project would end up costing us $1,486,922. A few change orders in there. We had some increases, had some change orders that came about. So this change order, this last one that we have with all the additions and everything that they found, the initial project was going to be $1,614,166. That was the total as far as where we're sitting at right now. The contingency funds at $111,162. So that's put into place. Within this project, that's $46,150, and there could be some contingency funds in this project itself as far as the $46,150. But the total, as far as where we would be at in the end, is $1,549,154, which is an increase of $62,232 from where we were originally. Just for informational purposes.
Thank you, Chris.
Email it to us.
You want me to email it to you?
Scan it. I mean, yeah, it looked pretty clear, so.
Yeah.
He had it all handwritten.
Yeah, like I said, it was really quick, so.
Okay. All right, are there any other department heads in attendance that have any comments or questions on anything in the agenda this evening? Is there anyone in attendance that have any comments or questions on anything in the agenda this evening? Is there anyone in attendance that has any comments or questions on any subject in particular? Hi.
You're glad to hear that the city of Ozark spreads its wings and is recognized in other places. Buford High School has one of the most outstanding football programs or athletic programs in the state of Georgia and has maintained that reputation for many, many years. Dexter Wood was a longtime coach there from Ozark. He has been the athletic director there for a number of years beyond that, and he has now hired Ozark Steve McClendon as the head defensive line coach. So Ozark still has a real presence there. And one of the ones that had just recently retired from Buford was David Snell, who'd been there for 25 years as an assistant coach. And that's Dale County, that's Ozark. But Dexter always mentions Ozark.
Thank you. All right, is there anyone else in the city?
Good evening, everybody.
evening.
My name is Revis Gertman. I'm here on behalf of Ozark City Schools. I am the current superintendent. First of all, I want to say thank you to our city council for your wonderful support of our district. I heard you mention about some spending that runs out. I don't like to hear spending running out because we've got tons of projects continue to plan for our district. Some additions we want to do at Carroll High School, and then following that, potentially some additions to our buildings, or perhaps building some new buildings. Speaking of that, the V.A. Smith renovation is nearing completion. I hope to be able to bring you guys over for a little private tour before we actually do our ribbon cutting. The mayor and I have been in a competition to see who can have the best looking mural across the city. Wes Harden has done another phenomenal job over there, and we're excited that that place is going to not only beautify our system, but we think it's going to beautify our city. You may not know, but school starts tomorrow. I actually think it started today. I'm teasing, but school really never ends for us. Kids come back on August the 6th. That's on Tuesday, August the 6th. But our teachers return on August the 4th. That is our Institute Day. I've given you a personal invitation to our Institute, which will be held at Flower Center. We have a guest speaker coming that day to address us that morning. Our teachers will have professional development for the remainder of that day. And then on August 5th, on Monday morning, we're doing something special, planning to start a new tradition. We're having what we call the Chancellor's Breakfast. Chancellor Jack Hawkins Jr. from Troy University will be coming to greet our teachers and sort of give us a charge back for this school year. There are plenty of Trojans in this area, lots of Trojans on our staff. But we anticipate this being the first of those types of breakfasts to bring us back to the beginning of the school year. We anticipate Dr. Young from Wallace College joining us in the future, Enterprise Junior College, Aviation College, and beginning to just have a rotation of our college partners come to speak with us. Very excited about a lot of things that we've got going on this year at Ozark City Schools. We were just re-accredited with Cognia, one of the best reviews we've had in recent years. So we got a lot of things to talk about, a lot of things to pump up for our district. Our theme this year is Eagle Pride. Eagle Pride, really wanting to reestablish a type of pride and belief and confidence in our city, in our school district, in our students, and in our staff. So we're looking forward to a great year. We hope that you guys can join us for Institute as well as for Chancellor's Breakfast. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Is there anyone else in attendance that has any comments or questions on any subject in particular? Yes, if you would like to come up and you can state your name for us.
Come to the podium?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm a Trojan. As in 1973, I came up here to Troy State University from Galway, Florida. George C. Wallace Leadership Scholarship. Came from the student, and I never looked back. My degrees in special education. I'm short. I was only 5 foot tall and 90 pounds.
Are you still certified?
Yes, well, I let it expire. Because I worked with Alabama Institute for Deaf and Blind as well my last years. I do sign. And but I did come to the school systems. And I'll do Institute. I'll do it right. I'll do whatever topic you want me to do, and I'll help. My goal is to empower the next generation or generations around me. Been retired 5 years now. I did provide respite care at Fort Rucker for soldiers that might have a special child with special needs or a family member. That being said, during COVID now, I was up in Birmingham, stayed with my son, then did ballroom dancing and survived breast cancer, and I'm living here now because I knew in my heart, my home's in Ozark, Alabama. I'm not Southern born, I'm not Southern bred. I've lived here 50-something years, I'm half Yankee, half Southern. That being said, so glad to be here. I do have some concerns, but I'm not on the docket, so that'll be another time. I just wanted to introduce myself. My name sign is Susie Barr. The deaf gave me name sign. Susie Barr, I have a big heart. Thank you.
Welcome, Ms. Barr.
Yes, I live on New Fall Street. I live on New Fall Street.
Wonderful, welcome.
Yes, I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Should ask
Is there anyone else in attendance that has any comments or questions on any subject in particular? Okay, with that, I will go to final comments. Mayor?
Okay. We're continuing to work on our list that we talked about sometime on the Holman House. Main thing being the elevator. We hope to get something going on that soon. One thing I did want to talk about that we still don't know exactly how we want to go about it, but we're looking at alcohol license for the Holman House and the Civic Center, anticipating additional things at the Civic Center. I'm hoping that we can get that license in our name. So we've talked to Dothan. They staff it with their own people. Therefore, they get the proceeds from it. I mean, when you go to Dothan Civic Center, you're paying $9 for a beer, so it's pretty profitable. So the other issue is the Holman House, and that license actually runs out at the end of July. But we're trying to figure out what we want to do there. I'm trying to work with Joe on that. But El Placio's has had it for some time now, but the way it was set up, the chamber and the board that runs a Holman House was paying 50% of that license and the insurance. So we're still trying to work through that. The one thing that I'm trying to figure out a way to do it is have a license, but multiple people be able to operate there and make it fair. Because we've had some people that, just don't like the fact that only one person has a license. We still haven't totally resolved that, but we're working on it. One thing, going back to the tank, I said that how I was wanting to pay for the work that we do up there, but we're not giving up on getting money from other places. I got approval from Alabama Power Gateway Grant today, so we're working on that paperwork. On the Bell Helicopter property that they built out there that we now own, I've asked Denise to get some prices up on rekeying those locks because we can't even get in some of the doors out there. So we'll just be ahead of the game when we are able to do something with that. So I have no idea what that's going to cost. We'll go get a price together. We already talked about Civic Center. We had Alabama Power survey just about every rec area that we have to include the Civic Center. We're looking at putting in a camera system. Ozzie and Charles and I are going to sit down at some point and figure out where we really think we need them and see if we can afford to do that. But they are crystal clear pictures. Charles didn't already use them in some cases, but we'll be getting back with y'all at a later date on that, just depending on what the expense turns out to be. The car wash that is up there, but next to where the old Alabama Power Company building is on the ground, if you hadn't seen that, so I'll be cleaning that up next few days. Chris mentioned the fuel at the airport. Our corporate jet last week burned 1,080 gallons of fuel. So they were having a big time. The Villages subdivision, if you've not been by there to see it, they have redone the sign. They've done some landscaping, got the sprinkler system up and running. We've issued 3 building permits on it, so hope to see those houses coming up pretty soon. Ozark 101 starts tomorrow, and that's with ODEC, and it'll start here if you're interested in coming. And don't forget keep the general reception on your calendar for August the 12th. And the AUSA breakfast is August the 15th at the Civic Center. I believe that's all I have.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilman Enfinger?
I'm fine. I'm good.
Thank you. Councilman Jackson?
I didn't hear it mentioned, but I think the Dixie baseball, that begin
Oh, yeah, I forgot that.
Friday, 19th.
Friday.
Friday?
Last throughout, Wednesday, 24th, 19th through 24th.
Thank you. Councilman Pearl?
I drove by the new park, they're installing the lighting, the little string lights over there. That's really coming together over there. It looks really sharp, and it's been a nice spot for our citizens here in Ozark to enjoy.
Thank you. Councilwoman Harlow?
Yes, I'd like everybody to put on their calendars, this is kind of far in advance, for September the 26th, it's a Thursday night. It's going to be our citywide Dale County 200 celebration at the Civic Center. There'll be, more information put out about it, but I know how busy our calendars get, so just want to kind of keep that date free. And also, I wanted to mention a testament to our business license increase is because we discussed in our budget meeting is that business licenses are based upon, you have, as a business owner, we have to turn in every year our gross receipts. So your business license is on a sliding scale. The more money you make, the more you have to pay in business license. So I think that it's a testament to our businesses, also evidenced by our sales tax revenue increase, that our businesses in Ozark are thriving. The ones that, and we are doing a really good job of supporting local, buying local, and shopping the internet second if you can't get it local. So I'd like to thank everybody for that, and just be mindful of our local, small business owners.
Thank you. Thank you. I have a question for you. Do y'all have a date for Oktoberfest yet? Are y'all doing an Oktoberfest? Oh, when you said September, that's why I thought that was going to be October.
Okay, yes.
So that's
yes. I'm sorry, you threw me. Yes, we talked about Oktoberfest is going to be in October this year. That's why I know September is, yes. So Mara, those of you that don't know, Benchmark Craft Beer and Wines is a local venue downtown, and she, along with my husband and I's businesses, we coordinate the entertainment district's events. So one such event is the Craft Beer Festival, and it will be in October this year. I want to think it's the middle of the month, like the 19th.
Okay.
But I'll be sure and tell everybody.
Okay. That was me when you said the 26th, and I was like, somewhere around.
Yeah, usually it used to be in September because that was the beginning of the Oktoberfest season, but it doesn't make sense for us, but we're going to move it to October.
Okay.
They also had a huge event down there Saturday.
The brunch.
The second Saturday shopping downtown on the square has turned into a really big event. There's several businesses that have combined together to host a car show, and then the brunch, and then different craft, mother-daughter kind of craft event was going on as well as the shopping. So keep the second Saturday of the month available too in the morning. It's a good time in the downtown Ozark. And of course we handle nightlife, so if you're interested in nightlife and you can stay awake, anytime after 8 o'clock at night, the downtown is lit up and ready for you. Do a little self-plug, I don't do that very often.
Okay. And my only real announcement is, if you live anywhere around the high school, band camp's starting. So it started yesterday, so you're gonna start hearing those tunes like fly down Broad Street. So that's coming down 5:00.
That's always good sounds. Brings back memories.
You're hearing a lot of dance tunes this year. So, okay. Well, with that, I will call this meeting to a close, and we'll begin the next meeting in 5 minutes.
I'm not sitting back down. Those seats are hard. I'm sorry about it.
No, yeah. Celeste, what you do today?
So I did the prayer.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Everybody, bow your heads. Lord, we just thank you so much for this day you made for us, Lord. We ask that you be with us as we do the work of the city, Lord, as you bless each and every one of our citizens and all of our city employees as well. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, gentlemen.
I'm sorry, did you call this meeting to order?
I call this meeting to order. Okay. And there's our timer. Okay. So at this time, we will review the minutes from the regular council meeting that was held on July 2nd, 2024. What are the wishes of the council?
Madam President, I move to approve the minutes from the regular council meeting held on July 2nd, 2024.
Thank
As
you.
presented.
As presented. I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Do we have any further discussion on approving these minutes? All in favor of approving the minutes as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Item number 4 is to set the agenda for this evening. What are the wishes of the council?
Make a motion to set the agenda as presented.
Thank you. I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Do we have any further discussion on setting the agenda as presented? All in favor of passing the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Item number 5 is to approve the fiscal year 25 budget. What are the wishes of the council?
Madam President, I move that we to approve the fiscal year 25 budget for its adoption.
Thank you. I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Do we have any further discussion on approving this budget? All in favor of approving the budget, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Item number 6 is a board appointment for the Ozark County Technology Center. What are the wishes of the council?
Madam President, I move that we appoint Sherry Chisholm to the board for Ozark County Technology Center.
Thank you. I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Do we have any further discussion on appointing Ms. Chisholm? All in favor of passing the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Item number 7 is a resolution to adopt the 2021 Southeast Alabama Regional Multi-Jurisdiction Mitigation Plan. What are the wishes of the council?
Madam President, I introduce a resolution to adopt the 2021 Southeast Alabama Regional Multi-Jurisdictional Mitigation Plan and move for its adoption.
Thank you. I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Do we have any further discussion on adopting this resolution? All in favor of passing the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Item number 8 is a board appointment for the Board of Zoning and Adjustments. What are the wishes of the council?
Madam President, I move that the board appointment for zoning and adjustments, Mr. Scott Head, move his approval.
Thank you. I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Do we have any further discussion on appointing Mr. Head? All in favor of passing the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Item number 9 is a resolution declaring certain property a public nuisance and setting a public hearing. What are the wishes of the council?
Madam President, I introduce a resolution declaring certain property at 1513 Lakeview Road a public nuisance and set a public hearing for August the 6th of 2024 at 5 p.m.
Thank you. I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Do we have any further discussion on this resolution? All in favor of passing the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Item number 10 is a resolution to authorize the mayor to execute an agreement with ALDOT. What are the wishes of the council?
Madam President, I introduce a resolution to authorize the mayor to execute an agreement with ALDOT for funding an airport maintenance and rehabilitation project in FY 25 and moves for its adoption. FY 2025 and move for its adoption.
Thank you. I do have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Do we have any further discussion on this authorization? All in favor of passing the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Item number 11 is to approve an unbudgeted purchase request from the Parks and Recreation Department. What are the wishes of the council?
Madam President, I make a motion to approve the unbudgeted purchase request for Parks and Recreation for the LED video wall for the Civic Center and move for its adoption.
Thank you. I do have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Do we have any further discussion on approving this purchase? All in favor of passing the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. With that, I'll go to final comments from the mayor.
I just got one comment. I've been doing this 11 years, 11th budget that I've been involved in. I don't think I've ever seen the process work as well as it has the last 4 years, and it's accomplished as much.
Wonderful.
That's the indication.
Good.
Is everybody working together?
Yeah. I do agree. I think a lot of times we take for granted how well all of us do work together, and how understanding like interdepartmental is and all of that kind of stuff. So a lot of people aren't here. Thank you, Chris, for your learned leadership, for your financial leadership. Thanks to the department heads, and they're all. But thank you to you guys. We appreciate what you do on a daily basis, and I know that we don't thank you enough. Even if we were to come up here every 2 weeks and say thank you, it is not enough. So we appreciate you.
You know, I've seen years where it took 3 or 4 budget meetings to get it down to it. And that's a pain.
That wasn't with the city, though.
Not since I've been here. Wait, I left office when I was on the council. Yeah, they weren't bad.
That's too much shady right there. All right. So that was final comments. Councilman Infinger, Councilman Jackson, final comments.
I just want to commend the street and sanitation department for working on Saturday. They were going the extra mile. They were doing a fine job. I have heard some compliments about that too, out in the city.
They've been doing that for a while, too.
They have.
Yes.
Have to work when the trucks are run.
I meant to ask Brian, Mayor, you might know, the mulcher that he's buying, is that so we can mulch up our own limbs and make our own mulch?
It's this thing that
Run it
flings
on the
out
excavator.
and trims the branch of the road.
Oh, I thought maybe we were gonna mulch up some of these
We
roadside
have a
limbs.
lot of roads where the trees are growing over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Councilman Pearl,
Nothing else?
Councilwoman Harlow.
No, because I just jumped in.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. All right. So with that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn. Second. I have a second. Do we have any further discussion? All in favor of adjourning, say aye. Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. I call the meeting to a close.
She got it out.